rows on True TV, 76,000. I said this last time. Shout out to Mrs. Me Too.
The reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Angel Reese faces a harsh reality. Her spotlight dims as league viewership plummets. Once celebrated, now question. Has her press truly hurt the game more than it has helped it? The numbers tell a far more shocking story.
Americans are clearly not interested in watching pretend basketball. That's not my opinion, it's a fact.
When the Unrivaled League tipped off expectations were SKYH high, the league marketed as a game-changer in women's basketball debuted with a promising start, drawing an impressive 300,000 viewers for its first few games.
We've got to be completely honest here. It is a league first and foremost, and the most important thing is that the league long-term is going to be profitable, or at least it looks like it has the potential to be. Otherwise, once that TV deal is done in 3 years, it's over. And right now, this has not been the greatest look in the world for Unrivaled.
Fans were eager to see how the league's biggest stars would shine on this new stage, with Angel Reese being one of the most anticipated attractions. However, as the season progressed, a concerning trend emerged. Viewership numbers began to nosedive, particularly when Reese was on the court now, with some games barely cracking 100,000 viewers. When she plays, questions arise. Is Angel Reese failing to captivate audiences as expected?
Journal, Unrivaled averaging 204,000 viewers to date. Monday night, there were 2 more games broadcast on TNT. The first game was between the Vinyl and the Phantom. Interesting choice of words, Phantom. It perfectly describes their ratings. Their audience is a ghost. They literally cannot find people willing to watch.
Angel re-entered the Unrivaled League with everyone saying she's going to outshine all the other players. They thought she would bring ticket sales and viewership numbers like Caitlin Clark. But as we know, that's not what Angel does. She doesn't have an effect like Caitlin does, whilst now viewers are choosing to tune in to watch Kate Martin and don't even want to watch Rays.
Angel Reese does not belong in this league. Angel Reese, this league is a paycheck for Angel Reese.
When Reese plays, the league's viewership drops dramatically, suggesting that her presence may not be as much of a draw as initially thought, while other stars in the league continue to maintain or even boost viewership. When they take the floor, Reese's games see a significant decline. This could be attributed to a variety of factors. Perhaps fans expected a more dominant, polished version of her game, or maybe the competition exposes weaknesses in her play that weren't as evident at the collegiate level. Regardless, the drop in numbers presents a troubling sign for both Reese and the league.
Is that the Rose and Lunar Owls game had 89,000 people. There were less than 100,000 people watching this game. I mean, that is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Like, this was a game where Angel Reese played. She is supposed to be the biggest draw in the league.
One of the lowest points of Reese's early tenure in the Unrivaled League came when she was benched in favor of Lexi Hall. She outperformed Reese in several aspects of the game, leading to the coaching staff making a bold decision. She found herself watching from the sidelines as Hull took over a role. To make matters worse, when Reese did play her performance was far from what fans expected. She had her worst game of the season, struggling to make an impact on either end of the floor. Her usual dominance in the paint was neutralized, and her defensive lapses were glaring. Instead of the aggressive, confident player fans were used to seeing, Rays looked out of sync, hesitant, and at times completely lost. One of the game's lowest moments came in a sequence where Reese was beaten off the dribble multiple times, looking slow-footed and unable to recover defensively. Another low light saw her attempting a putback layup only for the ball to hit the bottom of the rim, a moment that quickly made its way around social media as a symbol of her struggles. These poor performances have only fueled the debate about whether Reese is truly a star at the professional level or simply a product of hype that isn't translating.
Like, Angel Reese played over Azare. Like, they started Angel Reese in the fourth over Azure, and look, Angel Reese had a horrific game. Like, a terrible, terrible, terrible game.
The decline in viewership when Reese plays raises an important question: why aren't fans sticking around to watch her? One reason could be the mismatch between expectations and reality. Reese entered the league with a strong brand and significant social media presence, leading many to assume she would dominate just as she did in college. However, professional play presents a different challenge, and her struggles against elite competition are evident. Fans who tuned in expecting to see the same level of dominance may have been disappointed and turned their attention elsewhere. Reese thrives in the paint and is a strong rebounder, but in a league that increasingly values versatility, shooting and pacer game might not be as compelling to watch. Reese has struggled to make a consistent impact. Compound these issues is the recent benching in favor of Lexi Hall, when a player once heralded as a future star finds themselves sidelined. It can shake confidence, not just for Reese, but for those watching as well. Fans may perceive this as a sign that she's struggling mentally, which can diminish interest in seeing her perform.
Unbelievable. Lexi Hull showing Angel Reese how it's done. It was an awful game for Angel Reese. Guys, she's getting worked.
The early results in the Unrivaled League have been a humbling experience for Angel Reese. The sharp decline in viewership when she plays, combined with her on-court struggles, is an undeniable wake-up call. Whether this marks a temporary slump or a deeper exposure of her limitations remains to be seen. What is clear, however, is that if Reese wants to reclaim her star power, she'll have to do more than rely on past accolades and social media buzz. It's time for her to prove that she's more than just a name. She has to be a game changer on the court too. The Unrivaled League was supposed to be a fresh start for women's basketball. Right now, for Angel Reese, it's feeling more like a harsh reality check. The next few games will be crucial in determining whether she can turn things around or if the league and its fans are ready to move on without her.
But Angel Reese specifically has been brutally exposed, and her own fans have stopped watching her in this thing. They have stopped watching. How do you know? 89,000 viewers last Saturday when she was on TV. 89,000.
Angel Reese wanted her moment, a signature shot that would stamp her authority on the game and send a message to her doubters. Standing confidently at the logo, she pulled up for a deep three. A move Caitlin Clark had turned into an art form, but instead of splashing the net with a picture-perfect shot, the ball sailed through the air, clanking off the rim in a miss so brutal that the collective reaction from the crowd was an audible groan. It was a defining moment, but not the one Reese had envisioned.
She's incredible. She's got range that you have to pick her up basically as soon as she crosses the half court line, because she's dangerous from everywhere. Like, you're watching shooting against her. Like, Caitlin Clark's going to be in that conversation here for years. Not like that girl can flat out shoot.
While Reese struggled to find her rhythm, Kate Martin continued to prove that she was a true breakout star of Unrivaled. Despite the league being filled with highly touted names, Martin had quietly established herself as its most consistent and effective player. She didn't need the hype. Her game spoke for itself. And against Reese, she left no doubt about who the better player was. Martin was the engine of the Laces, dominating on both ends of the floor with relentless intensity. She drained shots, dished out assists, and hustled for every loose ball, but it was her physicality that truly set the tone. When Reese drove into the lane looking to score, Martin met her head on, delivering an aggressive yet clean tackle that sent Reese crashing to the hardwood. The moment was a symbolic shift, one player struggling to live up to expectations, the other exceeding all of them. The Laces overwhelmed Reese's team from start to finish, executing with precision while exposing every weakness in their opponents. Martin's leadership was evident as she controlled the game's tempo and delivered in clutch moments. While Reese fought to find her footing, Martin was already miles ahead, guiding her squad to yet another decisive victory. As the final buzzer sounded, the scoreboard told the full story. The Laces remained undefeated, while Reese's squad continued to flounder. It was clear that so far the only real star to emerge from Unrivaled was Kate Martin. She wasn't the loudest player on the court, nor did she come in with the biggest expectations, but she had proven time and again that she had the skills, toughness, and mentality to lead a team to victory.
So there's probably not one individual player that has benefited more from Unrivaled than Kate Martin. Look, Kate Martin was somebody that came into the WNBA and nobody, and I mean nobody, thought she was going to make the Las Vegas Aces roster. Like, the Las Vegas Aces drafted 3 players. Obviously, Liz Kitley was injured. Everyone thought kind of, Liz Kitley's probably going to go and make that Vegas team eventually. And a lot of people thought Deasia Fair was going to make that team. But Deasia Fair gets cut, Kate Martin makes the team, and within 5 games, she is a starter.
Meanwhile, Reese's struggles have raised questions. Can she adapt? Can she prove she's more than just a name? Only time will tell. But on this night, there was no doubt Kate Martin had outshined her, and the Laces were on top. However, if Caitlin Clark were an unrivaled, it wouldn't even be fair. She'd be knocking down logo threes all game, effortlessly torching defenders, and putting on a shooting clinic. The league, which was designed to showcase elite talent, is already struggling to keep viewers engaged. Clark's presence would not only dominate the competition, but also highlight the glaring disparity between her level of play and the rest of the field. Instead of participating in Unrivaled, Clark is preparing for another historic WNBA season. She's putting in the work, fine-tuning her game, and gearing up for another year of record-breaking performances, while Unrivaled was supposed to be a fresh, exciting addition to women's basketball. The reality is that without the game's true superstars, it simply isn't living up to expectations. The league's ratings continue to drop, and its initial buzz is fading fast. Unrivaled banks on star power to carry its momentum, but the absence of players like Clark has made it clear that talent depth is an issue. While the league has some notable names, none possess Clark's combination of skill, shooting range, and ability to command an audience. She's a once-in-a-generation talent, and without her, Unrivaled is struggling to capture the mainstream appeal it had hoped.
Was in the lab shooting, but this is just, man, spectacular. Look at her getting it in, bro. 54 shots in 3 minutes. Got fast, she getting them shots off.
Kate Martin has emerged as one of the only true standouts, proving her worth game after game. She's tough, versatile, and has consistently stepped up in big moments. Her aggressive play, including a hard, clean tackle on Angel Reese, has set the tone for her team's dominance. The Laces remain undefeated, showing cohesion and execution that other teams have lacked. Yet despite Martin's rise, the league is missing that defining superstar who can truly elevate its status. Meanwhile, Angel Reese has struggled to live up to the hype. Her attempt at a deep three, a signature Clark shot, was a painful reminder. The gap between confidence and execution. The miss was more than just a missed shot. It was a symbol of Unrivaled broader struggle to deliver at the level it had promised.
If Lexi Hall is making the layups, man, and getting rebounds, you might as well just go ahead and trade Angel Reese if you're the Laces. What are they, the Lace?
While Unrivaled searches for its identity, Caitlin Clark remains laser-focused on her true stage, the WNBA. She's on a path to solidify her legacy, and her impact on the game continues to grow. Every season she shatters records, expands her skill set, and proves why she's the most electrifying player in women's basketball today. As she prepares for another historic run, Unrivaled is left trying to generate excitement without its most bankable star.
On her birthday, we take no days off over here, folks. We take no days off over here. Caitlin Clark in the gym, of course, getting in some work on her birthday. The job is not done.
On her birthday, we take no days off over here, folks. We take no days off over here. Caitlin Clark in the gym, of course, getting in some work on her birthday. The job is not done. At first glance, Unrivaled had all the ingredients for success: big names, new matchups, and a fresh league format. But without true generational talent like Caitlin Clark, it's struggling to maintain relevance. Clark's decision to focus on the WNBA is proving to be the right one, while Unrivaled faces an uphill battle improving its long-term value. On the other hand, as Unrivaled fades, Angel Reese faces the reality that hype isn't enough. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.